My supreme namaskarams to all of you. My name is Nerala Malyadri. I am an advocate practicing in Supreme Court and Honorable High Courts of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. Previously, I worked as district judge in Andhra Pradesh and took retirement voluntarily. We all now very cautiously discussing and thinking about who will be the next Chief Justice of our Indian Supreme Court. We know very well that as per Article 124 of Chapter 4 of Indian Constitution, there are 30 judges including Chief Justice, which consists, they all consist of Supreme Court. Rather, Supreme Court of India is consisting of the Chief Justice and 30 other judges. You know, as per Article 124 Class 2, it is the President of India who by issuing warrant appoints the Chief Justice and other companion judges. While so, Articles 124A to 124C is included by Constitutional 99th Amendment Act 2014 with effect from 13/4/2015. Subsequently, on 16th October 2015, the Constitutional Bench of Supreme Court by 4:1 majority upheld the collegium system and struck down the NJAC as unconstitutional after hearing the petitions filed by several persons and bodies with Supreme Court of Advocates on Record Association SEAORA being the first and lead petitioner. Justice J.S. Kehar, Madan Lokur, Kurian Joseph and Adarsh Kumar Goyal had declared the 99th Amendment as invalid and NJAC Act is unconstitutional, while Justice Jasti Chalmeswar upheld it. If that decision is not there, then definitely under Article 124B, as part of the functions of the Commission, the Commission would have had power to recommend the name of the Chief Justice of India. But now it is struck down or held as unconstitutional. The collegium system is in force. The collegium system, as usual, we know very well, since a long time after collegium system has come into force, has been recommending the senior-most person or senior-most judge of the Supreme Court as the person who is eligible or appoint as Chief Justice. It will recommend. But the crucial and important question is whether Honorable Justice N.V. Ramana, who belongs to Andhra Pradesh and a staunch supporter of Telugu language and born in Guntur, will become the next Chief Justice of India or not. It is so because there are allegations made by Andhra Pradesh government by submitting a petition to Honorable Chief Justice of India of Supreme Court with some evidence, and thereafter, as we know, and it is presumed that some steps are taken for change of the transfer of the then Chief Justice of Andhra Pradesh and some action in that regard and transfers of some of the judges of the AP High Court. But till date, there is no information of taking any further action in respect of the allegations made in the petition submitted by the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh to Honorable Chief Justice of India, Chief Justice of Supreme Court of India. While so, Honorable Justice Sharad Babde will be retiring on 23rd of next month, that is April 2021. So, the process for selecting and appointment of next Chief Justice of Supreme Court of India is started. As per seniority, Supreme Court Collegium has to recommend Honorable Justice N.V. Ramana Garu because he is the senior most person and otherwise eligible when we consider the qualifications that are required under Article 124 Clause 3. And if he is selected, then he will continue in this post of Chief Justice of Supreme Court for 16 months. That is till August of next year 2021. But here the question is, under what circumstances the senior most judge of the Supreme Court will not be recommended for appointment of Chief Justice if we consider, definitely it will show that there shall be an extraordinary circumstances. In the present scenario, there are no any extraordinary circumstances for not to recommend the name of Honorable Justice N.V. Ramana Garu of Andhra Pradesh as the Chief Justice of Supreme Court of India. The reason is, not only no action is taken till date on the allegations in the petition submitted by the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh against Justice N.V. Ramana Garu, but also if such petition is taken as the criteria for not to recommend till allegations are proved for Chief Justice of India by of the name of a senior most judge of the Supreme Court, then there will be number of petitions from day to day. But we have to consider the fate of the allegations in the petition submitted against Justice N.V. Ramana before forming an opinion about whether such allegations have to be considered or not. The Honorable Chief Justice of India of Supreme Court did not take any action on that petition till now against Justice N.V. Ramana Garu. If that is so, that petition or the allegations in it as of now is not an obstacle for recommending the name of Honorable Justice N.V. Ramana Garu for the post of the Chief Justice of Supreme Court of India as per Article 126 of Constitution of India. In case if for any reason the Chief Justice of India post is vacant, or when the Chief Justice is by reason of absence or otherwise unable to perform the duties of office, the duty of office of the Chief Justice is to consider the allegations against any of the judges in a petition or otherwise, maybe of corruption or otherwise. So, once Justice N.V. Ramana is appointed as Chief Justice after the process of recommendation and issuing of warrant is over, then also the allegations against Chief Justice of India can be considered by the other judges as per the orders of the Collegium later on, or otherwise the Chief Justice of India post may be kept vacant for some time till that decision is taken, and till that time acting Chief Justice may be also be appointed. But as of now, since no such action is taken, the appointment of Justice N.V. Ramana as Chief Justice of Supreme Court of India is inevitable. here one more point is, recently some action is taken by registering cases against the then Chief Minister Mr. N. Chandrababu Naidu and the then Municipal Minister Mr. Narayana on the in respect of capital procurement of lands, particularly acquiring or purchasing the properties of some scheduled caste and scheduled tribe people in Amaravati capital core area. But stay is granted by Honorable High Court of AP in respect of that particular cases, on the ground that there is no concrete evidence placed by the police department against the proposed accused or the accused in those cases. When that is the stage of or fate of the cases registered against the said accused, now we can presume or form an opinion in the given circumstances that there are no obstacles for the collegium to consider and recommend the name of Honorable Justice N.V. Ramana for the post of Chief Justice of Supreme Court India, and then even for the center government for not to recommend his name for appointment as Chief Justice of Supreme Court of India. Because in the central government, BJP party is in power. In Andhra Pradesh, BJP party is not sailing with YSR party, rather it is sailing with party Janasena, and both of them are together fighting against the present Andhra Pradesh government. So, keeping in view of the political and legal and other facts and circumstances, we can strongly come to a opinion or feel that there are no obstacles for recommending the senior most judge Sri N. Venkatramana Garu as the Chief Justice for the post of Chief Justice by the collegium, and for the center to recommend his name only for appointment, and then finally the Chief Justice of India to send its notification and then warrant be issued by the President of India for appointment of Honorable Justice N.V. Ramana Garu as the Chief Justice of India, Indian Supreme Court. So, unless and until any untoward, emergent, unexpected event or situation or fact occur, definitely I strongly, in the given circumstances of the opinion or situations show that Justice N.V. Ramana Garu of Andhra Pradesh, born in Telangana, born in Guntur, will be appointed as the Chief Justice of Supreme Court India. I hope you can also express your opinion on my views and then discuss on this point, and like my video and then subscribe and recommend others to subscribe the video. Thank you.